Welcome, everyone, to the L7C podcast bonus special episode slash rant edition. Today, we got a bonus. We have the producer, Mr. Justin Ackendale, with us. How you doing today, sir?
Man, I'm doing good, Biggie. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. This is actually our first bonus slash rant episode we've ever had. And
That's not true. You ran about Ohio State and then just put it straight on. That shit was not edited at all. He just recorded that shit and put it right on. He didn't even tell me. I just got a notification that he posted a podcast. I was like, huh?
That is true. You were right. That one, well, that was embarrassing. They lost in the first round. They didn't need editing for them. They suck. But Ben Simmons, a point guard for the Philadelphia 76ers, had probably one of the worst showings of a star player in probably playoff history. And Justin, I'm going to toss it to you, man. Tell the world what Ben Simmons did.
I mean, Ben Simmons just decided to forget how to shoot the ball at all. I mean, he already wasn't a very good shooter, but I mean, it just went straight to the tank. And then, I mean, at points in that series against the Atlanta Hawks, he was fucking scared to shoot it. I mean, Game 7 is a perfect example. He has the ball under the basket at point blank range and pass it to Thibault, who gets fouled. Like, Ben Simmons, you had a dunk. I mean, the man. Let me tell you Ben Simmons' stat line from games 5 through 7 in that series. He was 2 of 4 for 8 points in game 5, that debacle where they blew that big lead, and 4 for 14 at the free throw line. Man shot 29%. Joel Embiid puts up a 37 burger. Game 6, 6 points, 2 of 6 shooting, 2 of 4 for the free throw line. And then we have Game 7. The whole world is watching you perform. It is Game 7. You fucking pissed away the game in Game 5 to get the game back in Game 6. You are at home, Game 7. And Ben Simmons played 36 minutes, shot the ball 4 times, 5 points, 50% from the line. Then we have that debacle in the fourth quarter where he passes the ball, where he had a clear dunk. Oh, I just feel so bad for Joel Embiid. He puts up an MVP caliber season, and Ben Simmons is your fucking number 2, and he can't shoot!
And the worst for Joel Embiid is that he was hurt the whole series and was killing it.
Hurt. I mean, the man averaged over 30 in the series with a torn meniscus. Is ridiculous. Like, Ben Simmons has to be better in those big spots of an NBA playoff game. I mean, shit. Giannis in the other Eastern Conference semifinal series, he has kind of the same reputation when it comes to shooting. He's not one of the best shooters, but that did not stop him from at least being aggressive, going to the bucket. And then he made 8 of 14 free throws in his Game 7. So he had the whole Nets crowd just counting every time he got to the line. So Ben Simmons, honest guy, has no excuse to be this bad shooter. I can understand the 3-point shooting, the mid-range jumper is fine, but he's a career 60% free throw shooter there in the regular season, and he shot under 30, 32% in these playoffs. Worse than anyone in playoff history. Shaq never shot below 40%. That's how bad Ben Simmons was from the line. It was just utterly ridiculous.
Justin, what was your live reaction when he passed up the wide open dunk?
Oh my God. I about shit myself. I lost it, bro. I fucking lost it, Brad. I was like, what are you doing? Like, bro, like, you were right there. Like, you passing that ball up the Thibault was not the better basketball play in that situation. I don't care how scared you are going to the line. They were only down by 4 points too. Like, I was shocked. It was like he is literally caving into all the pressure.
Man, Joel Embiid even said that was the play that changed the whole game. Doc Rivers got asked straight up if Ben Simmons could be a point guard on a championship team. He's like, I don't know now. I don't know yet. Like, Justin, what do you do with this dude, man?
I mean, at this point, I think he's playing the wrong position. I mean, you can't be a point guard in the NBA and be shooting 30% for the free throw line. You got the ball in your hands. I mean, at points in the game, in that Game 7, Ben Simmons is bringing the ball off and just handing it off and running to the dunker of the corner. Like, that's just all he's doing. Like, and he's the second highest paid player on that team. Like Tobias Harris makes the most, and we can also rant about him too because he fucking sucks too. But he's a second highest paid, he's a third highest paid player on that team, bro. Like you gotta be like a threat to do something with the basketball other than passing and playmaking. Like you gotta be a little bit more of a threat. I mean, the man averaged like 18 in the regular season. Like you at least gotta match that. You at least gotta be able to get your 18 that you were getting before. And Philly is in the Eastern Conference Finals, potentially going to the NBA Finals. Like it's just bad.
Well, with Tobias, I mean, they should have kept Jimmy.
Yeah, that's what it boils down to. I mean, Tobias Harris, he's making $33.5 million this year. He's going to make 36 next year, 38.4 in 2 years, and then 40 mil in 23-24. And then here they gave Ben Simmons a max contract to not be able to shoot, to have this man hiding in the corner and passing up wide open ducks in the playoffs. I mean, Ben Simmons is scheduled, he made 29.2 this year. He's going to make 31.5 next year, 33.9 in 2 years. And then you got 2 more years after that, 24-25 is up to be at 38.6 million. My point guard can't be making that much damn money and not be able to make a free throw.
Hey, you're hitting it. Man, I'm not gonna lie. If the dude was 6'10", if he wasn't 6'10", would he be in the league?
That's a good question. I mean, to all his shooting woes, I mean, the man can play defense, elite defensively, first team All NBA defense, and he can pass the ball. So I think he'll still be the NBA, but we'll be marginalizing like Westbrook, and like he definitely doesn't have the athleticism of Russell Westbrook to be able to not shoot like that. But he is.
At least Westbrook can make free throws in the mid range.
Yeah, Westbrook can. I mean, Ben Simmons cannot. It was just bad. Like watching that, literally, it just hurt. It just hurt me as an NBA fan, as a basketball fan. It was just tough to watch.
Yeah, man, because you rattled off that money to pay a dude that much, and he can't make a free throw. Like he's so bad with free throws, you have to take him out sometimes in the fourth quarter because you don't want to have Hack-a-Ben.
I mean, I realized Philly was in trouble in their first round series because in the game that the Wizards won in that series, that's how the Wizards ended up winning the game. It was Hack-a-Ben at the end of the game, and he missed. I think he only made like 2 free throws that game.
I mean, a couple of years ago, the late great Kobe Bryant said Ben Simmons needs to get a jump shot, or sooner or later he's going to be out of the league. Like, and I don't know if you remember this summer, there was the videos getting shown from him in open gyms, shooting threes and cannon shots. And everyone was hyping that up, saying Ben Simmons improved his jump shot. Or like in preseason games where he made like 1 3. Well, I hope everyone knows now, open gyms are a joke. So don't take that as translation to regular season or postseason. But Ben Simmons got to go. They got to get rid of him. They got to.
I mean, yeah, at this point, like, but the thing is, man, they probably should have done this shit 2 years ago, either traded Ben or Joel, like, way before then, because now, like, the whole NBA has seen how Ben Simmons is about to play in the playoffs. Like, unless a team is ready to drastically change his role into, like, maybe a non-primary ball handler, is someone off ball, slashing, and playing defense. Because you can't give Ben Simmons the ball and he's making less than 50% of his free throws. It's just not going to work.
Yeah, but with now, can he even be a slasher? Like, I don't know. It's like his off-ball movement, because he ain't cutting to pop out and shoot. You know he's going to be cutting directly to the rim. That's going to be easy to guard. Like, the guy has become the most guardable, better player in the league right now. The dude, you could sag off him like 30 feet.
I know. You gonna play him like a real power forward. He's gonna be screening and rolling to the basket. Like that's how I'll use him at this point. And then, you know, in those regular season games where teams can't really hunker down and focus on you, yeah, put the ball in his hands there. But like at playoff time, like, you know, he's a screener and roller. He's a defensive guy because you can't put the ball in his hands if he's gonna do that. You just can't.
So what team would need that? People have shouted out Portland saying they should trade McCollum for Simmons, which I don't know if I'm a GM if I'm trading for Ben Simmons. I really don't. People have brought up your team, the Lakers, which I don't think that is what you guys want.
I swear to God, if GM/coach LeBron James opts to get Ben Simmons the clutch connection, I'll boycott them. Not him.
Y'all don't have shooting as much as it is, and that is not new, my lord.
The dumbest one that I've seen floating around is Washington trading Bradley Beal for him. I'm like, why the fuck would the Wizards trade their best player and then have two players who can't shoot on the team?
Yeah, that. To be honest, man, I could see. I don't even know if they would want him. I could see him getting shipped to Oklahoma City for some draft picks because Oklahoma City's ordering like 70 picks.
I feel like Portland could be a good fit because you got Dame there. There's a secondary ball handler, and I know Dame will be able to work off ball with him. And I think Golden State would be a good fit too. You got two elite shooters with Steph and Clay, and then you can have Ben Simmons kind of doing the Draymond Green role, and that would actually be a great fit for him. But I don't know if I'm Golden State if I even want him.
Would you want Ben Simmons on your team with non-shooters like a Draymond or hot and cold Mr. Andrew Wiggins? Like, ugh.
Well, Andrew Wiggins would probably be in the trade, and I wouldn't want Draymond and Ben on the floor at the same time. But like with Steph and Clay, you always gotta worry about them shooting. So there will be enough spacing on the floor as it is for Ben Simmons if he does get the ball, be able to slash to the rim and then help those guys get better open looks.
Yeah, because Ben Simmons right now is the only 3-and-D player with literally no three. He doesn't even have a 2. He doesn't even have a 1. Like,
he's your old school Bruce Bowen with a better handle.
Well, Bruce Bowen, you could count on him for corner threes.
True, he could definitely. This nigga really can't shoot at all. Oh my god. Jesus.
Like that when he passed up the open dunk, like I really thought I was like, bro, you might as well pack your bag. You ain't coming back.
Bro, and you know how those Philly fans are. They're probably I should have listened to some Philly sports radio because I know he's getting absolutely destroyed in Philly right now. Like they don't play about that shit.
Oh, they do not. I mean, if people listen to our NFL podcast when we were the Carson Wentz show, I mean, we became a Philly podcast for him because he was getting killed.
Yeah, but I believe in Carson Wentz a lot more than I believe in Ben Simmons right now. And that is, I mean, Ben Simmons was the number 1 pick. He was the one who was supposed to be like the one to take the process Philadelphia 76ers over the edge, and he is just not panning out the way you wanted it to. And they have it's just been playoff disappointment after disappointment for them. I mean, last year they get swept. I know Ben Simmons ain't playing that game, and then 2 years ago you got the Toronto Game 7. So it's just playoff disappointment all around in Philadelphia.
You brought up the clutch thing. The clutch sports thing. People were saying if he's one jump shot away from being the next LeBron James.
I mean, LeBron James wasn't the best shooter when he came in the league, but obviously he got better than that. I just don't get how Ben Simmons is about to be his 5th year in the league, and this man has not gotten even remotely better at shooting. Like, you know, typically these players get better at shooting. Rajon Rondo, remember when he got in the league, couldn't shoot a fucking lick, and
nope.
You know, he a threat to make a 3. You gotta at least come out when he's shooting a 3. It's just he has not gotten better at all. I mean, this summer he needs to get the best shooting coach that there is out there. I don't know. Shit. Hire Del Curry, Steph Curry's father, for all I care. But you gotta get that shit taken care of. At the bare minimum, the free throws. All the other shooting can come later, but you gotta get at least to 70% for the free throw line. I ain't even ask for 70, 65, because you can't have the ball that much in your hands and not be a threat to make a free throw. I'm sorry.
Did you see the reports today about Ben Simmons? How he doesn't train hard, he doesn't care, he gets coddled. This was announced live on First Take from a text that someone sent Stephen A.
Yeah, I mean, just basing off the way he's been playing, I gotta agree with whoever sent that to Stephen A on the air, because he has had no improvement in shooting in the time he's been in the league. Since 2015, he missed his first year. So since 2016, he has not been a threat to make a shot. Like the sag off of me hasn't gotten better. It's ridiculous at this point. And if I'm the Sixers paying them all that damn money, it's unacceptable. It's quite frankly unacceptable.
Yeah, I just don't know who's going to be bold enough to want to trade for him, man. Because it's going to be talked about all year. Like, all year when the next season starts. Every Philly presser is going to be Ben Simmons talking about his shooting. And, like, he's going to be, oh, it is what it is. But, bro, you're a point guard, and you can't make free throws. And you're afraid to go. It's the fact that play. Ben Simmons is not 5'9" and could have got rim jammed. He is 6'10".
He could have dunked that ball. He could have dunked the ball.
Like, he barely has to jump to dunk. And he was afraid to just go up and do it. That was one of the worst things I've ever seen, bro. Like, and then you have Shaq saying he would have knocked his ass out if he was in his teammate. Like, I don't know. I couldn't be Ben Simmons' teammate, bro. I couldn't do it.
Oh, I mean, big respect to Joel Embiid, because I would have ripped him on the podium, because he probably knows they're not going to be teammates next year. I would have let that shit out, because I can only imagine how pissed off he was watching Ben Simmons just pass up on that shot.
And Daryl Morey, I mean, shout out to him. He was trying to trade Ben Simmons and picks for James Harden when Harden would have had it at Houston. He tried, man. He knew. He knew.
He did know. Hey, Tillman Fertitta, the Rockets new owner, he was like, nah, you ain't going to take my GM and we going to give you James Harden. Fuck that.
and Ben Simmons.
And they just got the second pick, so we'll see what happens to them. But Ben Simmons needs to go. I think the most likely option might be Portland, maybe. That seems like a win-win for everyone. I feel like the Sixers get rid of Ben Simmons, so you don't have the liability on the floor anymore. You get Joel Embiid in there, a shooter and another playmaker with him with Steph Curry and Joel Embiid and Tobias Harris, and you got that's a squad. Like that team can win the East, and then for the Portland side of things, you got Damon Ben. And who's their 3 guard? And Covington. So they're going to be better defensively at the bare minimum, and then Dane can do his hero ball and see how far that goes.
Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see, because they'll be getting defense. They will be losing offense with CJ. And if Ben going out west, he might get exposed worse.
He can play defense though, so that'll at least keep him on the floor, and then it'll keep us from talking about him to the playoff time where things slow down, and we'll all be watching and see how well he's shooting.
Because I'm not gonna lie, everyone who's listening, that was worse than any Paul George playoff performance I've ever seen, and that's saying something. That was terrible.
Paul George ain't scared to shoot it, at least.
That is true. He is not afraid to shoot.
He won't make a damn shot, but he will shoot that bitch.
Yep, and Ben Simmons will not. It's bad that their second best player was Seth Curry.
Yeah, Seth Curry. I mean, he's making nothing compared to Tobias Harris. The real indictment is Tobias Harris. That man, he be bullshitting too. I mean, that game 5 where they pissed away everything, he was 2 for 11, so he doesn't go unscathed either.
Yeah, it was embarrassing, man. They lost 3 games at home. 1, 5, and 7.
And they're a good home team. Like, that makes it even more mind-boggling. Like, Philly is a good home team. Like, you wouldn't expect them to lose at home like that.
I want to tell you, man, they're Ben Simmons. By the end of the finals, going into the draft, Ben Simmons needs to be traded. He just has to. They can't run it back. The blueprint has been exposed on them.
I don't think they will run it back. I mean, they know. Like, after watching the past, well, they didn't play last season, but the past two full years in the playoffs, healthy, and they haven't made it to the conference finals. So, and this was the year to do it. Nets are out. Like, they're healthy for the most part. Like, this would have been their time. The Western Conference, there's no LeBron, there's no Warriors. Like, this would have been the time to do it. And Ben Simmons pissed it away almost single-handedly for him.
Trash, man. All I can say is trash. Any other thing you want to say about Ben Simmons, man, or any other thing you want to rant about?
Nah, I'm good right now. I got it out. It was a good session to vent my frustrations. It's been boiling. He's been pissing me off the whole playoff. So that was a good therapy session for me to get it out, get it on our podcast medium, and the world can hear how much I fucking hate Ben Simmons at the moment.
How come they don't post him up?
He probably has no moves.
I just thought about it. How is he 6'10", not bullying Trae Young's barely 5'11", 6 foot butt? Why is he not posted? Why wasn't he posting him up?
Well, you would have to clear Joel Embiid out the paint, and then they'll probably just double him. But then that would create more shots for everyone else, all the shooters. So yeah, they probably should post him up if you're gonna have the ball that much.
Now you're just making me think that he does have no moves down there.
He obviously doesn't, or he would have been posting up people. Doc Rivers is an old school coach. He's not going to tell Ben Simmons not to post him up. So he obviously doesn't have any moves.
Why isn't he asking LeBron for help? They're whatever mates on the thing. They're on the Ace Sports brand.
Hey, that's a good question. I mean, someone needs to be his OG in the NBA. Like he needs a vet to just take him under his wing. And like you said, he should have done what Kobe told him to do. Kobe said, shoot for 10 hours a day. And it looks like he has not been shooting for 10 hours a day.
He's that new breed, man. He's on video games before games.
Man, that's not even a new breed. I know Devin Booker getting his shots up.
Devin Booker.
I know Ja Morant getting his shots up.
They got
fuck out here with that. Nah, I can't even make that a new breed NBA. Trae Young, come on. He getting his shots up. I know he played like shit in game 7, but they won the game.
That's true, but Ben got other priorities, man. I mean, he got other priorities. I don't know what they are because he doesn't do anything else. He's not on TV shows. He ain't going to be in no commercials no more. So it's like, I don't know what else he does.
I don't know. Probably fucking these bad Instagram hoes, but they ain't going to get you basketball glory. I think Ben Simmons was going to have a bounce back season next year because, like, if you've been on Twitter these past couple days, I mean, you've seen it. He's just being absolutely destroyed. I mean, that has to be some type of embarrassing. That has to, like, hit your soul differently to be getting destroyed by everyone in the world on Twitter. So I know it would motivate me. Let's see if it does him.
I mean, you brought the Instagram girls. Remember, man, he was part of he used to be with Kendall Jenner. She got a shooter. She's with Devin now.
Yeah, and that boy is shooting.
He's about to be. He's on right now. We gotta close up shop so we can Pete Young book.
Yeah, I know. And then wait till Chris Paul come back too. You thought Devin Booker was draining mid-range jumpers on the Clips. Wait till the old man get back.
Old man point guard. I mean, shoot, that's the person that Devin Booker needs to learn how to shoot some mid-range as a point guard from Chris Paul. But I don't know, man. Devin Booker, not Devin, Ben Simmons, it was the wildest stretch I've ever seen in my life of a star player. Like
three-time All-Star.
Making all that money, got generational wealth, never will have to work again. He's basically, he's robbing Philadelphia of their money.
Oh my God. And, I wish I could have like listened to some Philly radio and dropped some quotes some hits that they would have said about him because I know he is getting destroyed.
You think he's getting destroyed more on Philly radio or Twitter?
Oh, Philly radio easily. They don't care. If it was an Eagles game, they would have been throwing trash at Ben Simmons.
I saw people burning his jerseys. I mean, I don't know why you're buying a Ben Simmons jersey in the first place, but they were out there burning his jerseys. I mean, y'all just wasted your money, so
they got them from China, bro. They got the $35 jersey from China.
Y'all heard it here first. Justin's calling it next year. Ben Simmons is having a bounce back year because God knows it could not be any worse than that. He's gonna be gone, hopefully, because if he's back on Philly, they ain't going nowhere. This is as far as they'll ever go. But yeah, and that's all I really got to say. Justin, man, sign us off here, man.
And with that being said, thank you everyone for listening to the L7C podcast. Thanks for listening to my rants. Check out what we got coming this week, and see you soon.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.